We are back live on NASCAR 05 for the Craftsman Truck Series here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. Race number 10 of 25 of the season, and our driver Carl Edwards comes in with a still narrow points lead over Travis Quaffle and Bobby Hamilton Sr. What will happen here today? Can Edwards go for 4 consecutive wins and get his 5th win of the season, or will Travis Quaffle be able to fight back, break that winning streak of Carl Edwards, and get his 3rd win of the year himself as well? Cap 24, Justin Sozio, welcome to the stream. And just a quick little update before we get into this O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 at Kansas Speedway tonight. The predictions video on the channel, you might have seen on the channel that it uploaded. Well, each and every time it uploaded onto YouTube, it doesn't actually finish processing for some reason. It says it's done, it doesn't actually finish processing. I tried to upload that video 4 times today. I kid you not. From 8:30 in the morning, I got done uploading the first time, then I tried to upload it again at about 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I uploaded it a 3rd time before I went to leave to go to the golf course at like 12:30 in the afternoon, so early afternoon Eastern Standard Time. And then I realized it didn't upload again. It gets to 100 and it just, for some reason, just all of a sudden says it fails. I don't know what else to do. I tried restarting the laptop many different times before. I tried closing it out, the software, and going back. I've tried everything I could to get it uploaded, and then the 4th time, it wasn't going to upload until like partway into the race, and it got to 100 again, and still says it's processing on YouTube. So I've tried 4 times. I'm really sorry for that. Hopefully we don't have any issues with the post-race analysis video. That will either be coming out later, likely going to be coming out tomorrow. I'm going to take my time on it. But yeah, I'm really sorry for that, especially you, Patrick. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Patrick Shadley. But yeah, Patrick was on the predictions video this week. I will still try to get that uploaded. I know the race is already done and over with, but I will still try to get that uploaded so you guys have what were my predictions before the race, because actually most of them were really, really good, both for the drivers not to have in the lineup. The drivers that I had on the don't-haves did not perform well. The sleeper picks were well, and everybody that I had on the must-have list all finished in the top 7. So yeah, we'll get on into. Well, sorry, no, one of them didn't, but that's because he crashed late. You can pretty much already have an idea of who that might have been. But anyway, we're gonna get into this race here. I'll keep trying to upload the predictions video tomorrow. Post-race analysis video will be out tomorrow. Hopefully there's no issues with the processing there. No qualifying or practice for tonight's race at Kansas. 250 miles, 167 laps underway. Green flag in the air. Travis Quaffle starts on the pole, trying to regain that points lead perhaps here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. And this has been a fun Truck Series season up to this point. We've had a lot of great racing. Mile and a half racetracks seem to go into plan for both Quaffle and Bill Lester. Lester has started off the last couple races slow, but still rallies back to at least finish in the top 5. Oh, we almost have trouble. Chad Chafin about got turned by Brandon Witt, and there's more crashing down the front stretch. Bill Lester's in the outside wall getting into turn 1. Multiple cars are able to escape to the inside. There was a stack up off turn 4, and then there was another stack up going down into turn 1. There was at least probably 3 trucks in the wall altogether. Edwards escapes to the inside, as well as Matt Crafton and many others. And we stay green here at Kansas. Boy, that got hairy early on. Off this initial double file start. That got very narrow very quick. Yeah, the worst part is I did all the editing and everything like that. I started it last night and finished it up early this morning. Like I said, at 8:30 in the morning, I was in the middle of uploading it. I mean, if it would have uploaded like normal, it would have been out like 6 hours before the race started, but all 4 times I tried, it did not completely process. Well, it got to 100%, and then it said it failed for whatever reason. Oh, there's more contact off turn 2. Some sparks flying up ahead, middle of the pack. 3 wide goes Edwards to the inside. deep dive underneath both Wesley and Richards. Oh, there's a little contact off turn 4 with those trucks further back. Edwards to the apron. That might not have been a wise decision, and he'll fall up in line behind those guys. A lot of mile and a halves in the first half of the schedule this year, this being the 4th one already in the first 10 races. 153 truck not giving Edwards a lot of room, and Edwards got really loose overdriving the corner. Travis Quaffle has led the first 5 laps of this race when we get back to the start-finish line this time. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Watching American Idol. My family hasn't even watched that in a long time. But thanks for stopping by and leaving a like. I greatly appreciate it, Tim. We're getting closer to 700 subs. We're only 8 away right now, according to my YouTube Studio app. I think YouTube's showing 791, but my YouTube Studio app was showing 792 before we went live tonight. We might do a doubleheader tonight, depending on what time this race gets over with. And the only reason I would even consider doing a doubleheader is because that predictions video didn't come out today, and I really want to make it up to you guys. Even though, again, it wasn't my fault. I don't know why it was not uploading every time I tried it. It just sucks that I wasted time to record it. I wasted time not only trying to upload it, numerous times, but also just trying to, get everything edited. I mean, altogether, I wasted a couple hours on it, and it just, all for nothing. Like, I could have, I played 9 holes today because I knew that I had to get home to check on it, just in case it didn't upload again, that I'd have time to try and re-upload it a 4th time, and that's exactly what happened, and then even the 4th time it didn't. So, I mean, I took time out of my day not even to golf, and it was nice outside. That disappointed me heavily. Golfing is like my second passion. Golfing myself, at least. Adam Bell trying to side draft the 99 of Edwards. Edwards is making his way through this field. He's looking to get into the top 15. Only lap 9. Things are getting a little more spaced out through the field. Truck in the wall. One of the fantasy drivers after Edwards cleared him off turn 4. Got 7 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here tonight. If we do run a doubleheader for the Truck Series tonight, it would be at Levi Strauss Signature Speedway for a 200-lap race after this one. So that's the only reason I would consider a doubleheader, is because that's going to be one of the shorter races of the season. And again, mainly because the predictions video did not upload. That only puts me behind even more. I was behind as it was just in general, and now having the issues with my software. That I am paying monthly with the subscription, by the way. So with it now, well, again, I don't think it's the software. I think it's YouTube, because YouTube, if you go onto the channel, you can actually see the video. The thumbnail is all ready to go. You click on the video and it says, sorry, we are still processing, even though it was at 100%. I don't know what to do. Three wide. That got tight underneath Phillips in the 191 truck. What a move by Edwards. He passes 2. Now working on a 3rd truck down the backstretch. And Edwards is just outside the top 10. Great run for Cousin Carl. Big block by the 110 down the front stretch. Edwards trying to get a run to the inside. 3 wide into turn 1. The 110 truck pinches the 99 of Edwards down. Edwards kind of gave him just a little bit of room. Both the 110 and the 99 get by the 124, so Edwards is still up into the top 10 for the first time today. And again, Travis Quaffle's led every lap early, and he is just pulled away from everybody else in the field. Not sure what that pit window is going to look like today. Edwards looking down to the apron. Washes up the track. Phillips almost got underneath him. That was close. Edwards throws the block into turn 1 on the bottom. Edwards has had a max points day in 2 of the last 3 races in which he did win, all 3 of which. And that 110 truck just really keeps pinching him. Edwards finally cleared him down the front stretch. Cousin Carl's got a fast race car once again. And we saw Bill Lester get into the wall earlier. It was one of the trucks that also started towards the back and got stacked up on end of lap 1 and the beginning of lap 2. Another rush start for Lester, but we'll see if he can still get up into the top 5 like he has the last couple of races when he has that rough beginning stretch to the race. Oh, look at the 56 trying to block Edwards, and Edwards lets him go. John Wood stuck all the way on the outside. Edwards just going to follow the 56 of Scott Bush right on by Wood in the 50. Now Edwards gets underneath Bush, and they're side by side off turn 4. Oh, aggressive block by Edwards, trying to go to the apron and cut it just a little bit. That was enough to help clear Bush. Nathan might have made a little bit of contact. Bobby Hamilton Sr., 3rd in points coming into this race. Also within 1 race worth of points of the points leader, Edwards. What an amazing top 3 streak it has been for Cousin Carl. With 4 wins on the season in the first 9 races. Along with those 4 wins, he has finished in the top 3 all but the first race of the year at Daytona, where he finished 30th the lap down. I mean, you couldn't have asked for much of a better start to the year, but yet, even after all of that, 8 top 3s in the first 9 races, he's only 55 points ahead of Quaffle. That's how consistent Travis Quaffle's ran, just about as consistent as Edwards. Bobby Hamilton Sr. stuck on the outside. McGee going to get on by for 3rd. Oh, Hamilton just about wiped out Edwards. Off turn 2, I forgot those 2 were rivals. Great save by Edwards off turn 2 after Hamilton he didn't even shut the door. He slammed the door on Bobby Hamilton Sr. Oh, Hamilton wipes up into the 163. And McGee is in the outside wall. Hamilton skims on by, and Edwards got by both of them to the inside, taking it 3 wide in the center of the corner. After maybe a little karma, bad karma on Bobby Hamilton Sr. after door slamming Edwards about a lap and a half prior. Edwards to the inside for 2nd place, drives it in deep underneath the 64 truck, and he's all clear off turn 2. Edwards to 2nd and about a 2.5 seconds off the race leader, Travis Quaffle. NASCAR Heat 5 action coming up again tomorrow night on the channel at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Food City 500. Our coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so don't miss anything. And join in for that race. It'll be a lot of fun. Edwards is a little bit faster than the race leader Quaffle right now, but Quaffle's led every lap so far in the beginning of this race. In the last 3 races, 2 of which have gone caution-free, and another one at the Dodge Raceway, we had just 1 caution at about the halfway point. We have not had, again, a combined 3 races, and only 1 caution to show for it in the Truck Series so far. So will that trend continue today with a lot of long green flag runs, or will we see more yellows? Thought we were going to have one on lap 1 there when they got stacked up, and then again, thought we were going to have one a couple laps ago when Bobby Hamilton slid up into McGee as they were battling for 3rd at the time. It just looks like it's been tough to run side by side, especially 3 wide in the beginning of this race. I have a good feeling this is going to be a great battle for the lead whenever Edwards can catch Quaffle. We've seen some great racing on the 1.5 miles in this game, and it doesn't matter what series it is. It just doesn't seem like anybody can really pull away for whatever reason. We'll see if that'll be the case again here today at Kansas. Still about 6 truck lengths in between the top 2. Edwards has definitely pulled away from 3rd as well, as they're side by side back there. McGee and Bobby Hamilton Sr. again battling each other for 3rd. Chad Chafin in the mix as well, sitting right behind both of them. It seems like a 10th or 2 faster a lap right now for Edwards. He was about a 10th and a half quicker that last lap. Going down to the apron, and for whatever reason, the apron in the tri-oval at this track isn't as treacherous as some of the other ones we've seen this year, and Edwards is seemingly gaining a little bit of time at that shortcut. He's not going to be too risky in going there every lap, but well, he's trying to track the leader at least. It doesn't hurt to try it from time to time, especially if it is working. And I'm sure Quaffle's going to race pretty aggressively as well when Edwards gets a chance at him. Carl really pushed the truck a little wide. Maybe even a little tight in the tri-oval. Edwards just running a half a lane lower in the corners, if that. Just a little bit, and it seems to be helping him. That could be the difference of about a 10th of a second a lap. Oh, Quaffle goes really wide in turns 3 and 4. Late entry to the corner, a little too late. Wasn't like he was really trying to arc the corner off. I think he just got maybe a little tight on entry. And Edwards is really digging right now, trying to catch Quaffle. Another 10th of a second faster that last lap for Edwards. Most of that time was gained in 3 and 4. Gaining a little more time in 1 and 2 on the inside. Again, about a half a lane or so lower. Inside Uranus, welcome to the stream. Chris Newell, welcome to the stream as well. Side by side for the lead off turn 4. Quaffle on the outside, Edwards on the inside. Quaffle squeezing Edwards. Edwards trying to go to the apron. That did not work at all. He got way too loose. Files in line behind Quaffle and barely keeps it off the wall. And now overdrives 1 and 2 a little bit as well as Quaffle hanging on. He's led every lap on the first 30 so far. Edwards charging from the rear of the field is second currently. I'd say it was a good day for Blaney overall. He got a stage win, so that's good. Get that first stage win out of the way this year. First playoff point. And he finished 4th in stage 2, so he scored 16 stage points overall. I think he had the 2nd or 3rd most stage points today, so that's good. He definitely faded in the last stage. He didn't look as fast as what he did earlier in the race. And he still got a top 10. I'd say overall, yeah, good day. Not a great day, but a good day. Good day for Blaney. Back-to-back top 10, so that's good. They started the season slow, so just getting back-to-back top 10s right now. Getting a stage win, top 5 in that stretch as well. It's good for the 12 team. Just slowly getting that momentum boost. Oh, Quaffle tried to block Edwards. Heavy contact. Off turn 4 as Quaffle about just wrecked the top 2 battling for the lead. He was definitely not clear. These guys are about a good second and a half, probably more like 2 to 2.5 seconds ahead of third. It's going to cost them a little bit of time. Yo mama, welcome to the stream. Oh, jeez. Looking at the chat too long and overdrove turn 3. Quaffle didn't stick the corner very well either, though. Edwards trying to go to the apron again. He is really doing everything he can to close in, and he's just not able to do it right now. Edwards hard into 1 and 2. Look at how high Quaffle ran. You can definitely tell Travis Quaffle's truck has maybe gotten a little on the tight side. But how is Edwards going to get around him? Well, that was a perfect entry into the corner for Carl. And again, a little tight on entry for Travis Quaffle. Edwards is getting a little looser, though, as this run carries forward. Yeah, Martin Truex Jr. won the Cup race today. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Oh, man. Edwards had another run. Quaffle keeps leaving that little bit of the door open, not much. He is making it extra tough right now for Edwards to get underneath him, and Edwards slid the tires way too much there. He's almost trying a little too hard, and he just can't get around Travis. Look at how much time he lost on the front stretch. Edwards hard into 3 and 4. Again, Quaffle just a little wide. Edwards hooks that white line on the bottom. What does Edwards have to do to get around Quaffle? He's gotten to his back bumper a few times. The one time he got just barely underneath him, and Quaffle just slammed the door shut on him and made a little contact. They almost both wrecked off turn 4 earlier. It was already about 5 laps ago. Edwards within a truck length and a half on corner entry into 3, and again, at least a half a lane lower, if not more, for Edwards as this run continues. Again, looking low on Travis Quaffle. He is doing everything he can, just not enough grip down there anymore, especially on old tires. Probably going to stop doing that now. Quaffle, low. Edwards is right there. Doors open. Edwards underneath, side by side off 4. Can Carl make the pass this time? And can he lead his first lap of the race? At the line, went to the apron to try and at least get 5 bonus points there. And again, Quaffle leads the lap as Edwards slides a little sideways. I'll tell you what, the way Almirola's ran so far this year, I'd say no, he's not going to make the playoffs, but it's still early in the season. They got 21 races until the playoffs, but he might have to win is the problem. Outside of Harvick, nobody else has showed race-winning speed on that Stewart-Haas team, and even Harvick is a little off, but he's still got 4 top 10s to show for, so Harvick's not that far off, but he's just a tiny bit off. Compared to the 9-win season he had last year, I think is the main reason why everybody's noticing a big difference there. How defensive of a line off the exit of the corners Quaffle is making, and Edwards just overdrives it again. He cannot get around Travis Quaffle. Quaffle's been tough on these mile-and-a-half tracks most of the season. Quaffle proving that point again here today. Edwards again slides. No lap traffic at all yet today either. All 36 trucks still on the racetrack as well. No engine failures so far. Edwards a deeper dive into the corner again. And him running that half a lane lower, it's keeping him out of as much dirty air behind Quaffle as about as possible as he can get. I mean, Edwards is doing everything he can. All turn 4 seems to be where Quaffle's really able to gap Edwards. Edwards trying to arc it off in the corner. A lot better that time. Quaffle looks low. Edwards a little lower. Carl still trying to lead his first lap of the race today. To the line. And again, Travis leads the lap. And Edwards has to file in line behind him. That run off the high side is just enough to keep Quaffle out in front of Carl Edwards. Edwards drove it in a little too deep. He's pushing up the track. He's going to keep it off the wall, though. He's still got decent grip despite older tires. Not the greatest by any means, but he's able to get back in the gas for the most part pretty regularly there and not have it wash all the way up to the wall. Yeah, if Almirola doesn't make the playoffs this year, no, you know, here's the thing. It's like he might be out of a ride at Stewart-Haas, but they're going to have a better option if Almirola's gone. That's the problem. They're not going to put Riley Herbst in the 10 car because Riley Herbst has not shown anything promising in the Xfinity Series. And there's really nobody else for Ford in the Xfinity Series development program right now. Haley Deegan's still at least a couple years out. She hasn't even shown any consistent speed in the trucks this year. So you know, if they can land a driver like Keselowski in the Ford camp, if Penske lets him go, maybe Matt DiBenedetto, but I'd almost still say Almirola is better than Matt DiBenedetto. He's proven more at least. Matty D's just not as consistent as Almirola. Like, Almirola gets hot. He's hot as far as, like, he can consistently rip off top 5s and top 10s like no other, but as far as, like, race winning, I don't know. So, I don't know. If he misses the playoffs, you would think most people in that situation would be out of a ride, but there's no one else left that is in a contract year that is better than Almirola outside of Keselowski, in my opinion. So if you can't get Brad, I think you got to keep Almirola if you're Stewart-Haas. Trevor Grimes, welcome to the stream. That's a good question, though. That's kind of my thoughts and opinions on it. This is almost like Logano and Harvick at Kansas in the Cup race last year. Only it's a Kansas truck race on NASCAR 05 between Travis Quaffle and Carl Edwards. Edwards just cannot get around Travis Quaffle at all right now. Look at Travis blocking. Oh, Edwards scrapes the wall. That's going to cost him a chance in 3 and 4. Quaffle still on the first 47 laps now at the line. Yeah, Logano looked so dominant in stage 2. Once Truex got that track position late, he said bye-bye. Logano's been close. That's probably the 3rd time he's been close to really, really close to winning a race. Daytona Road Course, he was leading coming to 2 to go and then got passed by Bell. He was leading the last lap of the 500. Now he led the most laps today, won a stage, and still couldn't seal the deal. Finished 2nd. That's his second place finish of the year. So Logano's been really, really close to winning a race. Really, Penske as a whole, mainly between, not really Blaney, but Keselowski and Logano have been really close to winning races, so you got to assume they're going to strike at some point this year. Maybe in the near future. Brad's won at Atlanta a couple times. You know, he could go to victory lane next weekend. So he's definitely had success there. Logano's had success at Martinsville. He's won there. That's coming up on the schedule pretty soon. We're only, 4 races out from that. He's also won at Richmond before, if I'm not mistaken, so a couple tracks that Logano has won at. Kansas is coming up just after Talladega, so there will be opportunities for both those guys to win a couple races. The way they've shown speed so far, they're very well capable of winning at least 2 to 3 races this season, at least. Story right here, 50 laps in the books, and Edwards still has not gotten around Travis Quaffle. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And now he gets to the inside into turn 1, but Quaffle, look at how low Quaffle is running into 1, taking the line away of the 99, and Edwards had to get on the brakes a little early that time. He was not going to make it in that corner with how low the 24 truck was running. This has to be frustrating for Edwards, but there's really nothing else he can do. Trying to keep these trucks as clean as possible because we still have just over 100 laps to go. And again, Quaffle leaves that door open just a tiny bit. Edwards looks low into turn 1. underneath the 24. Quaffle tried to crowd him. They're still side by side through 1 and 2, and this might be the opportunity for Edwards. Oh, and he couldn't clear him. The 24 about took out the 99. Quaffle's still there. On the high side off 4. He's got the run. Edwards is extremely out of shape. I still don't even think Carl led that lap that time. Into 1. Drives it in deep. Trying to stay underneath the 24. And they're still side by side for the lead. Edwards washes up the track. Almost into the side of Quaffle. Slow truck on the racetrack right in front of the leaders. Really, really slow race truck right in front of the leaders. That's Mark Handel on the 107. Edwards overdrives the corner getting around Handel. Quaffle checked up. Oh, Edwards is almost in the wall off 4. Stays in the gas, drives out of it, and Edwards finally leads his first lap of the race. Out ahead of Travis Quaffle. 5 bonus points now after Quaffle leads the first 52 laps of the race, and Edwards is struggling with the handling now as he overdrives 1 and 2 again. And Quaffle's not done, although Edwards just got his bonus points. Quaffle wants the lead right back again. This battle is not going anywhere. I think there could definitely be house trouble at Penske, but I don't think that's costing them, wins right now. Well, okay, it cost them a win the Daytona 500, but outside of that race, exiting the 500, I wouldn't say it's really costed them on speed because they've had speed, and it hasn't cost them really wins because they haven't really battled each other for wins again. I actually thought the Penske guys did a great job today. Like, usually you see them race hard and aggressive against each other as it is. Today, Logano, I think, could have very well have did a bump and run on Blaney and gotten around him or been more aggressive to get around Blaney at the end of stage 1. But you could tell Logano was kind of patient. If it was the race win, I think he would have been a little more aggressive. But smart driving by Logano, not forcing the issue because he very well could have and beat Blaney for the stage win, but he didn't do it. And Logano ended up getting a stage win later in the race too, so that was a good team call. And they finished 1, 2, 3 in stage 1. And they were all under a blanket. Yeah, Brad was definitely upset that day, that's for sure. I would be too. Especially that it's not really the first altercation they've had with each other as well. That's the sad part. On a super speedway, nonetheless, another sad part of it. Quaffle is now right behind Edwards like Edwards was behind Quaffle. Again, we just see on these 1.5 miles, nobody pulls away. It's just amazing how that's the case. We have not had a caution yet today either. Edwards got a little tight off the exit of the corner. Almost got in the wall. Guys are going pretty long on these fuel tanks, by the way. For whatever reason, the truck series in this game, it just feels like the fuel tanks are... you can take it further than the Busch cars, and you can take it almost as far, if not further, than the Cup cars on some of these racetracks. Daytona being probably the most prime example of it so far this year. Edwards trying to block Quaffle. Quaffle can't get underneath him. Oh man, Edwards definitely getting looser. I think he's going to have to make an adjustment under this first pit stop coming up. Got about a quarter of a tank of fuel left when they got to lap 59 that last time by the start-finish line. So, I mean, maybe these guys can get to about lap 70, 75. I don't think they're going to be able to make it to the halfway mark. Quaffle gets to the inside. Edwards shuts the door down the straightaway. Edwards had a little bit better run off that higher lane off turn 2, much like Quaffle was doing when he was trying to stay in front of Edwards earlier. So equal racing going on right now between the top two, and again, they are checked out from third on back. Currently, at least, caution can definitely change everything, but still, as we run right now, currently 107 laps remain. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time today. A slow lab truck of Mark Handel might be in the way. I think he was the driver that blew an engine a while back. Oh man, I thought he was going to pull down right in front of Edwards. Both Edwards and Quaffle checked up a little bit. Staying pretty even with each other. Getting around Handel that time. Diamond Jeff, welcome to the stream. Oh man, I overdrove one or two bad that time. Waffle might gain a little bit more ground, might get a run off turn 2. Staying about, I'd probably say closer to 3 to 4 truck lengths back. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of PJ1 either, honestly. That's like one of the few things I dislike about it. I feel like a lot of fans are way too harsh on NASCAR for a lot of the things they do. Yeah, the package isn't the best, but it's also not the worst like people are saying. We've had worse packages in the past. So I get the frustration, but at the same time too, it definitely could be worse. I always try, I'm one to look at the bright side of things too. But as far as like, yeah, the PJ1, let the track do its work. Does it enhance some of these racetracks? Maybe. But the tracks are on the schedule for a reason, I think. And not because of the PJ1. Honestly, if the PJ1 isn't at Phoenix, I think you'd see a better race, quite honestly. I think you'd see a better race at Phoenix, especially in the Xfinity Series. The Xfinity Series race was just a train on the top side, like from start to finish. That was it. It was a train on the outside. It was like Daytona. It was like 2013 Daytona. 500 at least, for the Xfinity race this weekend. The only difference was that there were a lot of cautions this week for guys that were trying to run the bottom and they were just getting loose. I mean, could you imagine if there was no PJ1 on the outside and as dry and slick as the track is, especially with the low downforce package the Cup cars have? I mean, you saw how many times they would slide trying to make a pass on the inside. Like, if that was the preferred line, because that's like one of the only lines, I think it would produce better racing than what it would be with the PJ1. The only track I can think of that the PJ1 actually helps is Bristol. That's the only track I can think of that the PJ1 actually enhances the racing slightly. Because with Bristol, they put a tiny bit on the bottom. And they don't do it a lot. That's the nice thing about Bristol. They don't overdo it. It's hard to really tell there's PJ1 down there in the first place. Because it almost just looks like the way the rubber would be laid down. And the top is so dominant as it is at Bristol that by putting the PJ1 down there, it creates a passing lane, versus when you put it on the outside of a racetrack, it doesn't really create a passing lane because nobody's going to want to try to pass on the outside to begin with. Al's Gaming Channel, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the PJ1 though. Like I said, Bristol's like the only track it really like actually works the way it's supposed to. Michigan, slightly. But you can tell Michigan, as in general, the track is slowly starting to go back to the way it was. I think last year's races kind of proved that, and it wasn't because of the PJ1. Because they had PJ1 on the track the year before, and it did absolutely nothing. I would know because I was there for both races in 2019. I was not at the races last year, but nobody was, fans-wise. They didn't have any fans. Yeah, they need to get rid of that traction compound for sure. Like, just let the track do its work. If the track is not good, like Texas, for instance, does the PJ1 really enhance Texas? Does it really? Because it's a train around the bottom without the PJ1 at Texas, and now it's a train around the middle of the upper lane because the PJ1's just that much faster and you still can't pass on the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't even make a difference. And the reason why you can't pass at Texas is because of the newer reconfiguration. It's just a terrible track in general. That's why you can't pass at Texas. PJ1 obviously doesn't even do anything to enhance that. Could you consider the fact that traction compound or PJ1 gives multiple lanes? Yes, but because the traction compound is so much more dominant than the regular lane, everybody just gravitates up there and it's overpowering. That's why they just hook the traction compound from start to finish. Like today's race, the difference between the Xfinity race and the Cup race is that the Cup race is longer, so it gives more time for that traction compound to wear off. Plus, because it's the last race of the weekend, it's already slightly worn off. But because there's no truck race, the Xfinity race was the first race. Well, I guess they had the ARCA race there too, but you get the point. There wasn't many laps on Phoenix. There was no practice or qualifying either, so the traction compound was fresh for the Xfinity race. So, I mean, it was just a train around the top. And it's going to be like that for the championship races again next year too. I think very similar to what you saw today and what you saw in the championship races last year are going to be very, very similar to what you'll see next year. The only thing that could be different is if they get rain at all during the course of the championship weekend and it washes away the PJ1, kind of like it did at Texas in the fall last year. But that is the only way you're going to see a difference in the racing you saw today and the racing you're going to see in November, because and we are just shy of the halfway mark here today. And I wonder if some of these guys might be able to stretch their fuel tank out just a little bit longer. Quaffle continues to chip back away at Carl Edwards. Edwards is going to stay out one more lap. He's going to make it to lap 76. And he is going to pit this time by. So risking it one more lap while he still has the lead. Nobody else has come to pit road. 3 drivers have blown an engine so far, 2 in the last 10 laps. Failed to mention that Brandon Witt and Bill Lester, I believe, are the 2 drivers that blew an engine. They were both starting at the back. Got into each other earlier in the race as well, but unfortunately it looks like both their days have finally come to an end right around the halfway mark. So Edwards is going to come to pit road right now off turn 4. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. Got to make sure he gets to pit road in time as well, and does. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, half a round of wedge being put into the car. That is the only adjustment for the 99 team. And they are the first driver to come to pit road here today. Again, at lap 76. So, oh yeah, I got a little surprised, by the way. We got a... I forgot I did this. I completely forgot I had the Mr. Clean crew on the... We got a bunch of bald men without helmets trying to service our race truck. I completely forgot I unlocked that. That's hilarious. I did it after the race on, what was the last time we did a truck race on this channel? Yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. No, Friday. My bad. We didn't stream any games yesterday. Yeah, it was on Friday we did that. Well, the risk with Edwards coming to pit road first is that he is a lap down in 32nd right now. If a caution comes out, he is toast. But if we stay green, he should easily cycle back as the race leader ahead of Travis Quaffle. By the way, glad that we have a couple people on the same page with the PJ1 down in the chat below. So Edwards pitted about 2 laps before the next driver. Now we got a lot of drivers actually coming to pit road off turn 4 currently. Race leader Travis Quaffle still on the racetrack, leading more laps. I think there might have been some contact with a couple trucks getting to pit road. It is a narrow pit road entrance here at Kansas. Kind of saw it there with Edwards, and he was all by himself coming into the pit, so maybe it was a good idea that he did pit beforehand. Here's what Travis Quaffle is trying to do. He's not trying to, well, he's doing 2 things right now. One, he's trying to stay out, lead as many laps as he can, because he led over the first 50 laps. So he's trying to make sure Edwards does not get to the most laps led. It's a tight championship battle right now, 10 races into this season. Another reason Quaffle's staying out of the pits is, can he make it to the halfway mark? Can he make it to lap 84? If he makes it to lap 84, it is a one-stop race for Travis Quaffle. Edwards didn't think he could make it that far. I think he would have been lucky to make it one more lap, to be honest. Stretching about as far as he could. And even if he was could have went a lap or two longer, he still wouldn't have made it to halfway. This is going to be really close, and we could see a fuel mileage race here today at Kansas. Bobby Hamilton Sr. right in front of Carl Edwards. Oh, Hamilton. Up the hill he goes. Slow lap truck going to be in the way. Look at Hamilton just shutting the door as they race by Mark Handel. Edwards has fresher tires. Definitely wants to get around Bobby Hamilton. And look at Hamilton just trying to squeeze Edwards down. Oh, trouble! Getting into turn one. Multiple trucks slide up the racetrack. I believe there might have been contact, I would assume. And somebody might have gotten into the wall, but we stayed green. And it was right around the race leader, Travis Quaffle. Not sure if Quaffle was involved in that or not. Trey, welcome to the stream, man. My man. Except me, man, I think. Lap 83 for Travis Quaffle. He is coming to pit road. That is huge. Bobby Hamilton Sr. is the new leader. 5 bonus points for him. Hamilton tries to wipe out Edwards. Took a swing at him once. Edwards got really loose into turn one and saves it. What a dirty move by Hamilton. So 1 lap before the halfway mark, Quaffle pits. He is going to be close on fuel. Bobby Hamilton Sr., on the other hand, is still on the racetrack. Again, Edwards gets to the inside of Hamilton. Look at Hamilton just shutting the door on Edwards, not giving him a chance to get on by. Holding him a lap down in case we get a yellow in the middle of green flag stops. So hold him a lap down. There's Quaffle. Edwards cycles out in front of him after pitting a little earlier. That's even with Hamilton slowing him up right now. Oh, Edwards got loose. Oh, Hamilton up the racetrack. Oh, and he takes a swing anyway. Hamilton goes around on the front stretch. Caution is out right as Carl Edwards gets back on the lead lap. Hamilton took a swing at Carl Edwards and wrecked himself. Caution for the first time today at Kansas, just past the halfway mark. Right in the middle of green flag stops. What a dumb move by Bobby Hamilton. Yeah, I remember that too. Edwards is coming onto pit road. He's going to top off on fuel because he's going to be short to the end before the caution. Now he's got a better chance. NASCAR 2005 is better than NASCAR. Oh, yeah, definitely better. Maybe a little biased too. Oh, yeah, we got the Mr. Clean crew again. We got... Does anybody else think that the Mr. Clean character looks like a wax figure? I get the idea it's because he's so clean, but like he's so shiny, it looks like a wax, like a statue in a wax museum. Yeah, first rule being a NASCAR driver is learn how to wreck somebody else without wrecking yourself. That quote is from Landon Castle, of course, when Danica Patrick tried to wreck him. Wasn't it at this track, too? I think it was at Kansas where that took place. What a coincidence. Green flag back in the air after a first caution of the day, just past the halfway mark. It is a fuel mileage race to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. We are not sure who will make it and who will not. We haven't had a fuel mileage race in the Truck Series yet this season, but we are going to have one today if this stays green to the finish. Even if it doesn't stay green to the finish, it's still going to be a fuel mileage race. 3 wide to the inside. What a restart by Carl Edwards. 3 wide, right down in front of him. Almost some contact off the exit of turn 2. Bobby Hamilton soaring on the inside of the track as Quaffle tries to hang on to the lead. 4 wide to the inside. 4 wide in turns 3 and 4 for second. Hamilton runs Edwards to the inside. Up the racetrack. Multiple trucks in the wall as Quaffle holds on to the lead. And we stay green. What was Hamilton doing? 4 wide and he runs Edwards all the way down to the edge of the apron off turn 4. And about wrecks half the field. Look at how many trucks got stacked up because of that. And Quaffle... Actually, Quaffle's a lap down because of when the caution came out, so Edwards is actually the new leader after the contact with Bobby Hamilton Sr. Unbelievable. They were 4 wide for the lead off of turn 4, not second. I was thinking Quaffle was in the lead. He is the last car in the lead lap. I forgot he was a lap down when the caution came out, right behind Bobby Hamilton Sr. And Carl Edwards was barely in front, last car on the lead lap when the caution had waved. I don't know what Hamilton was thinking again. And that has left Edwards with a 2.9, nearly a 3-second lead. It was intense, shake and bake like Talladega Nights. That's crazy. Did you have to run to the start-finish line like Carl Edwards in 2009 too? Did you have the long one? Not the big one, but the long one. That was one of the funniest parts of that movie. They had a super long wreck and they threw a commercial like right in the middle of the wreck. They came back and they were still wrecking. It was like an Apple. It was like an off like brand Applebee's commercial. There were some good moments in that movie for sure. I think one of my favorite parts too was at the end. Also when his dad got when his dad finally came and got the tickets for the race, and he like turned around and he was scalping them as soon as he grabbed the tickets. The guy was like, "Sir, these tickets have been waiting here for you for a long time." He's like, "Yeah, I know." Grabs them like 10 seconds later, turns around, he's like, "Tickets, $50 tickets." My goodness. I forgot about that part in the movie. I rewatched the end of it like a couple months ago. I saw it flipping through channels and watched like the last 30 minutes. I forgot that part was even in the movie. I was laughing so hard. Yeah, after so many years, finally came to a race just to turn around and scalp the tickets. Edwards keeps walking away with that lead. The class of the field was Travis Quaffle and Carl Edwards, that is for sure. Edwards is not really gaining on Quaffle at all right now, with Travis having that little bit of a clean air advantage. Now, if we get another caution, there are only 8 trucks on the lead lap. That Quaffle would definitely be right back in it again. But here comes Edwards with a huge run down the front stretch. He's going to get to the inside of Quaffle. Quaffle got held up by the lap truck of Mark Handel. And again, Travis Quaffle is a lap down. Well, he did not need that at all. He caught Handel in a terrible spot off the exit of 4 and couldn't get underneath him. This race is not over, even though Edwards is pulling away. Even if it stays green to the end and he's got a 4-second lead, it is a fuel mileage race, and boy is it a nail-biter right now for Carl Edwards. He went 76 laps on the last green flag run. We went green on this run at lap 88, so mathematically, that left just 80 laps to go on this restart. If you do your math correctly, Carl Edwards he maybe have been able to go a couple laps longer on the last run, but we're going to guesstimate that Edwards is 2 to 4 laps short on fuel to the end of this race and might need another caution to ensure the fact that he's going to make it on fuel to the finish, or he's going to have to save a ton on this final run. 4 laps is, at any racetrack, no easy amount to save. When you get to these intermediates, that's a 1.5 mile racetrack. That is more miles than what you're thinking of, even though it is only 4 laps. And Edwards is just blowing the doors off of Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton probably could have made it a race if he didn't try to door check Edwards 4 wide, and that definitely bit him again. And that was after he caused the only caution of the race as well, just before that. It's terrible but true at the same time. Yeah, his kids were terrible. Well, you gotta figure though, it wasn't Ricky's fault. Like, Ricky's off racing, it's his wife's fault for only being with Ricky because she was a gold digger. And that was a funny thing too, when he came back from the hospital, and his teammate took his basically like took his wife and like took the. He was like, I was gone for 3 hours. And all of a sudden his wife left him in that span. I think it was when he got back from the hospital. I don't know. He got back from something. And his wife left him. His best friend. Yeah, there's some classic moments. There were some, like, pretty stupid moments in that movie that, you know, it's whatever, but that's kind of a Will Ferrell comedy at the same time too. It's either like super hilarious or you get like some stupid moments in there like, okay, that I didn't really think that was very entertaining. So that's definitely got its good parts and its bad parts. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Don't use traction compound and see. Well, yeah, there's no traction compound in any of the, like, in the NASCAR Heat game at least. NASCAR Heat 5, there is no traction compound on any one of the tracks. I think it'd be kind of cool if they had it in the game. But as far as, like, real life itself, no, I don't think. The only reason I think they should have it in the game is because they have it in real life. But, yeah, I don't think that they should have traction compound in real life in the first place. Again, we talked about that for about 5 to 10 minutes earlier in this race. Steve Coughlin might have a chance to get back around Edwards if Carl makes a mistake. I don't think Carl's going to make a mistake unless a lap truck gets in his way, really. Smooth sailing for Edwards, a 5.2 second lead. Definitely his biggest lead of the race, but I don't think he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Again, he's about 2 to 4 laps short. We get one caution, he's going to be even closer, still might not make it, so I think if a caution comes out, he is going to pit. Still got 2 sets of tires left, so no big deal there. Will anybody else make it on fuel to the end? If Edwards does not make it. Can alternate through the different camera angles one final time in today's race. 61 laps to go at the Kansas Speedway currently. And again, we don't know who will make it and who won't. That is going to be the exciting thing here. The problem is that we don't even know who we're racing exactly. We know Bobby Hamilton Sr. is on the lead lap. There are only 7 trucks on the lead lap to begin with. I think Chad Chafin might be one of them as well. That's all I know for a fact. We don't even know who's in second either. I think it's a little too early to be saving fuel. There's plenty of time to get another caution, perhaps, but And that's one thing, too, is that we went caution-free. Edwards would have been even shorter on field, but it would have put everybody else in a tighter bubble than what they are now. I do not have... well, I did a chase for the Cup mode once, and then I realized that you had to play, like, literally all 10 races, like, in a row. You can't, like, exit and save it, which kind of stinks. And I set the race length on, at least on this game, you have to play it all in one length. But anyway, I think I set the races for like 10%, but even that took me like a while to get through. I mean, it took me about 2.5 hours. I felt like I ran a full race. I got a lot of skill points, I'll give it that. But it's fun if you got the time, though. You can put whoever you want in the chase you want to race against, which is unlike NASCAR Heat, where you can't really customize the... I mean, you can customize the tracks you want in the chase, but you can't, like, customize what drivers you want in it. So again, assuming this race gets done at a decent time, which I don't know if it will. It's already almost 9:30. Again, I'm going to leave it up to the chat. Whenever, not right now, but when the race gets over with, we'll take a vote on if I do a second race or not here tonight. The only reason is because that predictions video was not uploading on YouTube earlier today, no matter how many times I try. And I still plan on it uploading just so we have it, you know, in the record books, and I'm honest with my picks. And unfortunately, because of everything that happened, I meant to take Kyle Busch out of my lineup and put Harvick in. But because I was still trying to work with the predictions video even during the race, I completely forgot about it. And I didn't even realize till that last caution with 50 to go. Or, sorry, no, the last caution when Kyle Busch spun off the front bumper of Chastain. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, I just realized I forgot Kyle Busch is in my lineup and Harvick's still in the garage and I couldn't change it. So that costed me points. I blame YouTube for that one because that video should have been uploaded by like 9 o'clock this morning and it just never uploaded. Oh yeah, the career mode on here is fun too. I do have the career mode though. 5.7 second lead now for Edwards, still continuing to grow it. About to catch Mark Handel again next lap, it looks like. Handel blew an engine very early in the race. He is out on the track trying to outlast some of these other guys that have DNF'd as well as we get any, if we get any more DNFs the rest of the race as well. Edwards kind of hoping for a caution here, so at least he knows for sure he can make it on field. He's got a fast truck, and it would trap Travis Quaffle a lap down again. Oh, Handel going up the track. Edwards going even higher to get around him off turn 4. It is going to be a long 50 laps for Edwards to the end of this race because it is going to be really close on fuel. We had a fuel mileage race at Chicagoland on NASCAR Thunder 04. Probably one of the craziest and best finishes I think we've ever had on the channel. If you guys remember, we were coming back from a lap down on a restart right at the edge of a pit window. About 60 to go or so on the restart. Pit window for Chicagoland for the Cup cars. And I think probably about 65, I would assume, somewhere around that. But anyway, that's how many laps we had left. And Jeff Gordon, we were trying to run down for the win. And we literally passed him off of turn 4. Like, just timed it perfect. Finally caught him, and we only caught him because of how much he got stacked up in lap traffic. Like, I think we gained like 2 seconds on him in the last 3 laps. Only because of lap traffic. Just to pass him off 4. Run out of fuel off of turn 4 after we passed him. Then he ran into the back of us, and we crossed the line barely in front of him. That was insane. I don't think we'll ever top that. It'll be tough. We've had some photo finishes before, but we haven't had like 1/1000th of a second finishes. I don't know interval-wise what the closest finish we've ever had was, but I don't think we've had anything under 100th of a second yet. So that would be something that could beat that finish, but that would be the only way I think we could beat that finish. Or the same thing happens and we get a photo finish on top of it. This could be it. I did not get to watch Blink of an Eye yesterday, no, unfortunately. I was recording the career mode. I was recording the video late last night that I was trying to upload for the predictions today. And then also, I had family over at the house last night. We had like a St. Patrick's Day meal. We call it Jig's Dinner. And basically it's like corned beef and everything else. But anyway, we had that this weekend instead of next weekend. So I was eating with a bunch of family at the house. Well, not a bunch of family, but we had family at the house, and we were eating last night, so I spent time with them after the race. That's why we didn't do a full race live stream yesterday either with the NASCAR video games. First time in a while we haven't streamed a game, but we did at least stream yesterday with the Xfinity Series live stream. And, I mean, I'm telling you guys, I told you guys going in, if you look at how many views that's got in the first 24 hours, it's a little over 24 hours now, but, I mean, we're at almost 500 views last I checked for that stream from yesterday. It's because that's the only gateway to find something, because it's on FS1. And I think that's why for the Cup races that we had that were longer streams, longer races, so more time to actually, get new viewers in. With those races being on Fox, people aren't, all you need is an antenna to try and watch it. You don't need much. And, well, you need cable to watch, or some sort of streaming platform to watch, those cable channels like Fox Sports 1 or NBC Network, USA Network, whenever, all the stuff from NBC Sports Network goes there. So I kind of figured that, even though it was an Xfinity race, I kind of had a feeling that was going to be the case. So outside of Dirt Bristol, that's supposed to be on the main Fox network, I don't think you guys are going to see any other live streams on the main Fox network. Kind of like today with the Cup race. I think those are going to be the races I'm just going to lounge and watch myself, and then anything on the sports networks are going to be the races that we're watching together. Yeah, I'd imagine it was pretty good. I definitely need to check it out. My grandpa was telling me he watched it yesterday after the Xfinity race, and he said that it was kind of a tearjerker, because he remembers the moment. He was an Earnhardt fan too. I don't work tomorrow, and it's supposed to be pretty cold, so I'm probably not going to golf tomorrow. It's supposed to only be like 38 degrees for a high and like 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, so it's definitely going to be a little too cold for me to have the will to go out and golf, even though it's a day off. So I'll probably try to find it and watch it tomorrow. Less than 40 laps, just approaching 40 laps to go. 6.2 second lead for Edwards. He grew that lead out pretty quick, but he's still making gains, not as much as he was before, and he hasn't really backed it off. We are in a fuel mileage race for those of you just tuning in. So even though this is the biggest lead Edwards has had today, don't count this race over, especially if it stays green. We get a caution. We've had a crazy restart so far. Only one caution to show for, but saw 4 wide for the lead. Edwards skate by to the inside after Hamilton tried to shut the door on him and failed to do so. I don't know how they didn't completely crash off turn 4 with that contact, but they didn't. Yeah, I'd heard a lot of stories about that before. I know one of the bigger ones, Dale Jr. had Michael Waltrip on his Dale Jr. Download podcast. I watched that whole episode before, and they talked a lot in depth about that moment in DEI and everything. So, I'd heard a lot of stuff about it. and from other aspects, and I heard Mikey talk about it before, but for sure, I'd imagine that even gives even more respect to him and everybody involved in that situation. "39 laps left at the line for Carl Edwards to try and get his 4th consecutive win and 5th of the first 10 races this season. Travis Quaffle, who is first driver lap down, I believe in 8th place right now, led the first 52 laps, led a few more laps as well, staying out longer. And who knows, if Edwards doesn't make it, some of these other guys don't make it, Quaffle might end up winning this race anyway. Who knows? Luke the Gamer, welcome to the stream. And again, I'll leave it up to the chat tonight if we end up running another race on this NASCAR 05 Truck Series season. Yeah, especially in those older days, Tim, with the open face helmets and no Hans device was not required either. A lot of things weren't required. They moved around in their seats a lot more. The cars weren't as safe. I mean, you see drivers get concussions even now still with hard hits, and Dale Jr. being a prime example of it. Oh, you were talking about Junior, my bad. I thought you said Senior. But yeah, I'd heard Junior talk about that stuff a lot before too. Yeah, he was quiet about a lot of those concussions. Not all of them, but a lot of them. He got suspended for a couple races. I think in the 2006 season, he got suspended for 2 races because he had a concussion for a couple races. And then they suspended him for not telling him sooner, because if he would have gotten in another accident, I mean, that could have been lethal for sure. Way too dangerous to have him out there. And if not lethal, I mean, that would have been definitely some long-term injuries. Oh, caution on the raceway. Off of turn 2, there is trouble. Our second caution of the day. Oh, boy. Hard hit into the outside wall for the 105 truck, one of the other fantasy drivers in the field. Just got loose, slid up the hill, into the wall, and around he went to bring out the caution. This is going to stack everybody back up again. Edwards is going to hit pit road to make sure he's going to make it on field to the end of this race. And we'll see if anybody else will follow. No. So Bobby Hamilton Sr. will restart from the lead. Edwards will take 4 fresh tires. We'll rack them and stack them. We'll only have about 30 laps to go when we go green. Again, just our second caution of the night. And we'll get the Mr. Clean crew back to work on this racetrack. No mistakes by the Mr. Clean crew. By the way, shout out to my Michigan Wolverines basketball team for getting a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament this year. I hope they play Thursday when I'm off of work instead of Friday when I do have to work. I'm hoping. If they play Friday, as long as they play at night, I'll be able to watch it. So heads up, we might not stream that night. They got a good team this year, guys. I haven't watched enough of them. I have watched a decent amount of their games, especially late in the year. We'll see. They always got a good basketball team. Oh, wow. 192 truck spins his tires, getting up to speed on the restart. And Edwards didn't spin his tires, but he did not take off well. They're going 3 wide up towards the front. All the lap trucks lined up to the inside of the lead lap trucks. We saw 4 wide for the lead on the last restart. What are we going to see this time? Definitely going to have to be careful. Through the traffic, 3 wide in the center of the tri-oval. 3 wide into turn 1 as well. Edwards trying to make a move on the bottom on fresher tires. Nearly fanning out to 4 wide in the center of the corner now, up inside the top 5. Quaffle's in the mix up there. Look at this. I mean, this is like pack racing. This is like a 550 package on the restart. The way these guys are running right now. Look at this. 3x3, 4 wide off turn 4. Through the center of the tri-oval as Edwards rips the bottom of the track and gets by at least a few cars. He wasn't clear. There's contact, and we stay green. And they somehow keep it off the wall and stay straight. Still 3 wide off turn 2. Adam Bell has raced Edwards very aggressively in recent races, races him hard there. Edwards narrowly squeaks on by. Those fresh tires are prevailing on the restart. He's up to second place. First truck a lap down right now is Matt Crafton in the 6. Oh, trouble, contact! Huge crash on the front stretch! Multiple cars spin down to the grass. Going into turn 1, caution is out again. The 86 goes hard into the outside wall head on, collecting other trucks behind. I couldn't tell if he got tight getting into one or if he just tried to pull a block that was not there. Couple trucks involved, and we have our third caution of the race. It's only going to allow these guys to be even closer on field to the end. Edwards is staying out this time. And that was not a caution that Bobby Hamilton Sr. wanted to see, with a driver on fresh tires right behind him. Hamilton already tried to take out Edwards a couple times today. Took himself out in the process once, so we'll see. Green flag back in the air, and Edwards did not take off on the restart. Oh, they're 3 wide! In the wall! 3 wide. He didn't realize there was a truck to the outside when he moved up. Oh, that was a terrible restart. They're not done wrecking yet. Hang on. We still stay green somehow. Edwards is definitely good on field to the end now. Just over 20 laps to go. 3 cautions in this race, most of them late. Actually, all 3 of them in the second half of the race. This is the most cautions we've had in a race in 4 races in the Truck Series. Only 1 caution combined in the last 3 races coming in. And Bobby Hamilton Sr. leads at Kansas, with Carl Edwards trying to run him down a second and a half back. Edwards has the fresher tires, but Hamilton's got the clean air. Are they singled out better on this restart, or will we see another caution before the end of this race? Edwards has been good on the restart the first time and the initial start earlier today. But these last 2 restarts, I don't know if it's the cold, fresh tires for Edwards or what it is, but he is just not taking off going into turn 1, getting through the shifts. Well, it is not a fuel mileage race with Edwards, at least. Some of these other trucks still are very close to the end. These 2 cautions later definitely going to help him. Quaffle trying to battle to get back on the lead lap if he gets a caution, or at least be the first truck a lap down. We know he's got speed to contend for the win if he can just get back on the lead lap. That 108 truck goes really, really wide. I think that's Barry Wilder in the 108. Edwards with a block, he clears him. And he's got 3 trucks to pass now, 2 lap trucks and then the race, or sorry, 3 lap trucks and then the race leader. Quaffle gives him plenty of room on the bottom. He's going to let Edwards get on by, even though he's the points leader. Oh boy, Edwards got tight, almost squeezed up into the 24. Still hasn't cleared him. Now into turn 3, slides up the track and does clear him that time. Just less than a second off the lead for Edwards. Quaffle's in the wall off turn 4. Slides back down in front of the 108. Holds on to a position there. Yeah, I'm sure the automatic transmission does definitely cause us a defect on the restarts, but we took off good on the first restart, then we took off good on the initial start today, but for whatever reason, the last 2 restarts we have not taken off at all. Looks like we spin the tires. And having to play catch-up right now, that contact as well as they were 3 wide into 1 didn't help either, as they were still getting up to speed. And remember, Hamilton is already door checked Carl Edwards twice today. You'd have to assume that ends up happening again. That would just be insane. Craftsman's trying to get back on the lead lap. So is the 116 truck. Quaffle in the 108 still not far behind Edwards. Hamilton is definitely not the fastest truck on the racetrack. Well, the 116 slides up almost into the 6 of Craftsman. Allows Edwards to get to the inside of the 116 off turn 2. Well, there might be 3 wide into turn 3. No, not 3 wide, side by side. Edwards still trying to hold the bottom under the 116. Clear off turn 4. One more lap truck, and then he will try to get to the leader. Edwards underneath Craftsman this time into 1. Craftsman really going to pinch him down. Edwards hard into the corner, gets around him, down to the inside of Bobby Hamilton Sr. Sr. looked like he was going to take a swing, and now Edwards gets caught behind Mark Handel in the 107. Edwards is clear, contact further back with the lap trucks, and the 4 of Bobby Hamilton Sr. got held up by Mark Handel. Edwards gets to the lead on the fresh tires, and we come around for 15 laps to go, this time by another lead change in tonight's race. A 1-second lead now by the time Hamilton got around the lap truck of Mark Handel. Craftsman was able to get on by Hamilton as well. Quaffle's battling Hamilton back there as well, and the other lap truck also got by Hamilton. Is that the nail in the final coffin? Sorry, I pulled a Rick Allen there. A fine. Did I say that right? Or did I actually say it right? I meant to say the final nail in the coffin. But I think I said the nail in the final coffin. Like, I can't believe I did that. I didn't do that intentionally either. If I did say it wrong. I just realized I might have said the same thing that Rick Allen did, though. I just did a self-Rick Allen meme. I can't believe I did that. Someone needs to let me know down in the chat if I actually said that wrong. .4-second lead. Edwards continues to pull away from Bobby Hamilton Sr. It's going to be close on who's going to lead the most laps today. Edwards has led a lot, but so did Quaffle earlier. Hamilton has led a handful. Okay, so there we go. Never mind. So Edwards just clinched the most laps led at the start-finish line that last time with 13 laps to go. Sorry, 12 laps to go. 2.5 lead, but if we get another caution, which we've seen all 3 of them in the second half of the race so far, we get another caution, I don't think Craftsman's going to win this thing. Sorry, Craftsman is lapped out. I don't think Edwards is going to win this thing because Edwards has just, he's been poor, to be quite honest, on these last 2 restarts. And no lap trucks will be in the way if we get a caution now because we'll restart with less than 10 laps to go. So Carl's really just hoping it stays green. Does Bobby Hamilton or even anybody else have anything for Edwards as well if it does stay green to the finish? Still about 1.5 seconds off the lead. 10 laps to go for Edwards. Carl's got the clean air and he's got the fresher tires. You would think if this stays green, it's his to lose. But we'll see. Still about 1.5 at the line. Edwards has not gained the last 3 laps. They've been really even. Seems like Edwards is a little better in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 seems to be the upper hand for Bobby Hamilton. It could make an effect getting up to speed as well on the restart. if we have one at least. 8 to go this time by for cousin Carl. Trying to go for 4 wins in a row. Way the season started, and it taken him 5 wins to go to victory lane the first time. What a stretch. This will be 4 wins, but this will be 5 wins in a 7-race stretch, including this 4 in a row. And it will be 9 straight top 3 finishes as well. Assuming things don't spiral out of control. He does have to get around Mark Handel one more time. Getting into turns 3 and 4. Edwards going to go to the high side here. Oh, Handel pulled up right in front of him. Edwards had to jam the brakes in the center of the corner. He clears Handel off of 4. And the lead is down to about 1.1 seconds at the line with 6 to go now. Hamilton is going to catch Handel as well, and it's right back to 2.5 seconds, it looks like. 1.7 now, so Edwards got caught behind Handel in the middle of 3 and 4. Handel not holding his line, and then he cuts off Bobby Hamilton Sr. a half a lap later. And it's out to about a 1.8 second lead. Well, yeah, he missed 2 races in 2012 because of a concussion, but I'm talking about the year he got suspended because of hiding it from NASCAR. NASCAR found out he was hiding it. I think that was 2006 when that happened. Much earlier in his career. Back in the DEI days. Kind of what I was trying to figure out earlier. I think it was 06. Might have been 2005, but I think it was 06. Three laps to go this time by for Edwards, just hoping that he can get to that white flag. And we don't get a green-white checker. Three to go. This will be back-to-back wins on a 1.5 miles for Carl Edwards as well, as he won at Texas just a few races ago, and now possibly winning at Kansas. Both in this stretch of 4 consecutive wins, assuming that Edwards gets the checkered flag today to make it 4 consecutive wins. 2 laps left, just trying to get around to the white flag. There's 1 attempt at a green-white checker if we do get a caution on this lap. Otherwise, Edwards has a 2.2 second lead with fresher tires, clean air, over Bobby Hamilton Sr., who is likely still in second. Off turn 4, white flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Carl Edwards. What an early season start. Quaffle should finish in the top 10 still. So although Edwards will gain with a max points day for the 2nd consecutive race, and the 3rd of the last 4 races having the max points day, I think, it's still going to be pretty tight though, with Quaffle finishing in the top 10. And Hamilton, who came in 3rd in points, gonna finish 2nd. Checker flag in the air. Carl Edwards will win the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 at Kansas. Doing the celebration in the grass on the front stretch here, as Edwards gets the win at Kansas. Again, his 4th in a row. Comment down below if we should do another race here tonight. If we do, it will be at the Levi Strauss Signature Speedway. If not, we will pick it back up again on Tuesday night for the Truck Series, and we'll probably end up just doing a doubleheader that day instead, because I don't think I'll be able to golf that day either because of the weather, so I'll have extra time after I get off work. We'll take a look at the unofficial results to today's race. Again, Edwards with the win, leading 85 with 167 laps in this 250-mile race. Bobby Hamilton Sr. leads 20 laps, finishing in second. John Wood led 3 laps, finished third. A great run for him after starting fourth. Larry Watson finishes fourth, leading 1 lap, 5 bonus points there. And Chad Chafin, who didn't lead a single lap, started mid-pack in 20th, rounds out the top 5. Bradley finishes in 6th, Bell 7th, Lyman 8th, Perry 9th, and Travis Quaffle rounds out the top 10. He led 58 laps today, most of those at the start of the race. And we only had 8 drivers finish on the lead lap. We did have a couple DNFs. Carl Richards blew an engine, Bill Lester blew an engine, Brandon Witt blew an engine, Allen blew an engine. We saw Handel out there running very slow on the racetrack, so he outlasted 4 drivers by being the first driver out, but coming back in after that engine failure earlier to get back in this one late. NASCAR did not suspend Earnhardt Jr. because he had his concussion, and NASCAR can't suspend him just for that. No, they did. It's just like when IndyCar suspended... It was exactly like when IndyCar suspended, Pato O'Ward last year for hiding a concussion for a couple races. It was like the same scenario. I know Junior got suspended for that. I think it was 2006. I need to look it up. And they can hide that because it's a safety issue. It's a major safety issue. I mean, you can't mess with those brain injuries, especially at that point in time where we were learning more and more about it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Suspension. I'm getting to the bottom of this before we end the stream, so spin. Oh, might help if I actually... Let me just look up his racing reference stats. Dale Earnhardt Jr. racing reference. It'll show me there. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he got suspended for it. Maybe he didn't get suspended by NASCAR and he got suspended by his team. That could be possible. Maybe they fined him. I could have swore there was a penalty for it. They might have fined him for it. Sorry, wasn't looking at the chat there for a second. Give me 1 second, chat. Levi Strauss Signature Speedway is the next race. Again, comment down below if we run that race tonight or not. It's up to you guys. If we do, I'll start another stream ASAP and we'll get that race underway. It's only 200 laps and it's on one of the shortest tracks of the season, so it'll be a quick race. That's why I considered it a doubleheader plus, because predictions video did not upload for whatever reason earlier as well. That's also why I considered it. I don't know. I can't find it. I thought I remembered something from that. Oh, well, that's enough looking at that for now. Watch the YouTube video of his interview. It's pretty good. YouTube video of whose interview? Dale Jr.'s? Are you talking about the... Well, he's done multiple. I watched this one with Joe Rogan. I also watched the one with Graham. Can watch another race. Luke's in for another one. We'll take a look at the points, though, before we end this one. Again, it will be on a different stream starting immediately. We'll probably start it at 10, enough for me to refill my water. Go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll start that stream up. Shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. So Edwards has a 106-point lead over Travis Quaffle. 10 races complete out of 25. Bobby Hamilton Sr. is now just over one race worth of points out in third. Big gap back to Bill Lester in fourth after he blew an engine earlier in the race. Tough break for him. So, yeah, it is still very well a 3-horse race for the championship still. It might have been just like a fine then. I thought they suspended him. They either fined him or suspended him, which they didn't suspend him because on Racing Reference, the first season he didn't run a full schedule outside of 99 when he only ran 5 for part-time anyway, was that 2012 season when he missed 2 races. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up. Tune in here in just a little bit. Yeah, he's done like 20 plus. Yeah. Interview of 20. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen countless Dale Jr. interviews. All right, we're going to end the stream. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I'll see you guys at the top of the hour for race 2 of our doubleheader here on a Sunday night after the Cup race. Thanks, and I'll see you very, very shortly.